Ladies and gentlemen, I am now at Proton MBF Automobile 4S, Subang Jaya, where we are going to look at the all-new Proton X50. And as we enter the showroom, we see a lot of people who are interested in Protons today. And coincidentally, this is the 40th anniversary of the Proton saga. Damn! Launched in 1985. So let's have a look around the showroom for a bit. The nice Persona Premium. I've always loved this dual tone alloys and leatherette seats, brown in color. Memang smart. The Proton X50 first generation, which is going to be the sidekick of today's topic, which is the all-new Proton X50. And all-new is the word because not only this has gone through a major facelift, as you can see from the front, it also has interior changes and also an engine change. And that is the main thing that we are looking for. So starting off from the front, you have seen this many times online by now, I feel. You have this huge front fascia, which now ties into the trend of having big grills and big sort of bumper elements. It really reminds me of the US domestic market Toyota Avalon TRD. And from some angles from the front, it does look like a Toyota Fortuner. Cuba bayangkan. Alright. So one of the major changes that you see in the all-new Proton X50 would be these projector LEDs, which were a change, a total departure from V1's projector LEDs. And the DRLs have changed as well. These are now 3 dashes, much like the Proton S70. In terms of headlamps, I feel that the X50 has lost its identity a little bit because the V1 had these double DRLs, which were characteristic. You know it's an X50 behind you when it's coming behind you on a dark highway. But in the new one, it's going to look like an S70 in the dark. Ada 3 dash macam tu. Anyway, moving on to the centerpiece. The ethereal weave has been replaced by this sulaman songket thingy. Tak tahulah, saya teringat equalizer mixer punya butang tu. Ini untuk bass, ini untuk treble, ini untuk echo, ini untuk FX. Quite an interesting take on things. And this auburn red bow in front makes a comeback. So just to see how it compares to the V1, let's have a look at the V1 real quick. There you go. The bow makes a comeback, and I feel like on the V1, the auburn red bow integrates a little bit better into the front fascia because you have this satin silver thingy running, and it sort of mirrors the whole thing very nicely. Dekat V2 tu macam agak nipis sikit lah pada saya. Alright, and of course the V1 has this triangular front bumper inserts. Dia belum ada mulut yang besar lagi lah. And the total departure is this one, where it had these double DRLs and also projector LED headlamps. So betul-betul total departure. It's not only a facelift, but it is really an all-new model. So going back, oh yes, talking about the color, this is the teal bayou green color that you see on the Proton S70. It is Proton's new hero color for now. And one thing which I sebenarnya tak perasan dalam gambar, tapi saya perasan bila masuk tengok depan-depan, are these. It has fake air vents. Saya teringat Kia Stinger GT sebenarnya. If you recall the Kia Stinger GT's boot, it had, I think, 2 vents seakan-akan macam ni juga on the front hood. Tu dia. Dalam gambar memang tak nampak. Okay, so just look at that, man. Dan dari jauh, nampak macam mulut yang besar weh. Terenganga macam tu. Saya betul-betul teringat Toyota Fortuner. Seriously. Okay, going on to the wheels. It now comes in 3 trims. The previous one had 4 trims, standard, exact, premium dengan flagship. Tapi dalam line-up yang baru ni, standard sudah tak ada. So it starts from the executive, premium, flagship. So the top 2 variants get these cut wheels. Yang ini saya teringat Mini Cooper S yang E model, yang electric model. It had this sort of waffle-like patterns on the wheel, still dual tone, much like the V1. So from the side, not much changes. The overall look is still the same with its floating roof and whatnot. Cuma rim sajalah yang sudah berubah, and of course this plastic cladding at the side ada macam fins a bit. Okay, you would recall that the V1 had the TGDI badging on the side here. Kejap, saya baru perasan V1 dekat sini ada R3 side skirt. Oh damn, how I miss R3. So okay, back to the TGDI badging. Of course, this is the flagship model, TGDI, 177 horsepower. And this one doesn't have it because it uses a totally new engine. We'll look at the engine later. Other changes include some satin finishes on the side mirrors and a glossy black side mirror. Actually, lebih kurang V1 jugalah. Okay, V2 has a power boot, so let's close it and look at the rear. Berdasarkan komen-komen online, saya perasan ramai kata macam Lamborghini Urus from the back. Ada betulnya juga sebab Urus ada this L-shaped bumper inserts or something like that. And the light bar, now the V2 has a light bar kan. The light bar also ends in sort of a branch macam itu, dia split out macam tu. So betul lah, adalah rupa Lamborghini Urus. Tapi saya lebih cenderung untuk kata ini lebih mirip kepada Lexus. Lexus UX je kalau tak silap saya. Nanti saya link gambar dalam sini. Alright, so the rear is a total departure of the V1. It now follows the trend of having a light bar going across the boot lid. I feel that the V1 has a more organic design. Dia lebih macam not that modern. It has a more timeless design, I would say. This one is trendy, and I hope this stands the test of time lah. Okay, moving on to the quad exit exhaust. Akhirnya betul juga bilangan exhaust dengan bilangan silinder dalam Proton X50. The V1 yang kita nampak tadi tu had 3 cylinders but 4 exits. So dia macam lebih sudu dari kuah sikit lah. Tapi ini cukup kuah dan cukup sudu. Ada 4 silinder, ada 4 tailpipe exits. That is very cool. Okay, moving up to the spoiler. Teringat pula Mercedes AMG A45. Sebab spoilernya betul-betul tajam dan mempunyai rekaan yang sukan, yang sporty. Tapi saya terfikir, apakah maksud huruf S kat sini? Sebab bila saya tengok huruf S ni, font seakan-akan sama macam Proton Suprema S punya font. Huruf S dalam Proton Suprema tu. Looking at the light bar, saya perasan ramai owner V1 sudah pasang light bar, retrofit, tapi V2 sudah ada siap-siap lah. Okey lah, boleh geng. So that's about it, you know. Exterior changes are only a part of the all-new Proton X50. We will be going in to see the interior because the interior has also, much like the exterior, undergone a massive change. But from what I can see here, the two-tone seats remain. Ada merah, ada hitam. Much like the V1, kita cuba ulang kaji sikit pasal V1. There you go. Let's have a look at the V1. Saya masuk belakang lah, senang. So, in the Proton X50 version 1, I feel that this is one of the most futuristic interiors ever in the Proton lineup. Just look at the jet fighter-like vents, the aircon vents, buttons and all. Saya cukup suka interior V1 ini. It has just the right amount of red accents and it reminds me in a good way the Proton Gen 2 CPS and the Proton Satrenio CPS. Kalau anda ingat kedua-dua kereta tu, seat merah dan ada sedikit accent merah. Seat hitam ada accent merah sikit-sikit sana dan sini. So this continues the sporty intention and the sporty image of Proton lah. Sunroof. So inilah dia, ulang kaji of the X50 V1. It has an array of buttons here. Dan apa yang saya suka, tak ada blank buttons. Just look at that. Setiap butang ada fungsinya yang tersendiri. And this brushed aluminium effect, it really sort of uplifts the ambience a few notches. Even the gear lever pun cantik. This sort of a swan neck punya lever. Aircon knobs, aircon buttons. There you go. So simply to remind you of how the V1 looks like. Oh, these handles notoriously prone to breaking. Sebenarnya bahan ini keras, solid. Cuma cara kita membukanya perlu diperbetulkan. Tarik sikit je. Dan jika pintu berkunci, tarik 2 kali. Sekali untuk unlock, sekali lagi untuk buka pintu. Saya rasa yang duk patah tu, dia tarik sekali dah unlock. Tapi dia ingat pintu tak buka. Dia tarik lagi. Prak, patah. Itulah dia. So this is the V1. Let's go into the V2. Masuk-masuk buat bising kan kat V2 tu. Alright. Going back to the rear of the V1. Also having a power boot. And there you go, a more organic design. Saya cukup suka pada V1 this satin element that cuts in through the headlamp. Cuba anda perhati the next time you're out on the road. Cuba anda perhati kereta mana yang buat konsep rekaan macam ni. Saya rasa tak ada tau, sebab biasanya kereta akan ada lampu belakang yang sebuah macam ni, tak ada elemen kat tengah-tengah. Melainkan X50 ada this cut in, dan juga X90 kalau anda perasan. So there you go, the Proton X50 V1. And of course, the spoiler is not as flamboyant as the V2, the all-new X50. Okay, dari tepi lebih kurang sajalah. There you go. Okay, so now let's get into. Wah, saya nampak macam dah ada potential customer kat sini. Nak kacau ke tak? Nak kacau ke tak? Nak kacau ke tak? Nak kacau ke tak? Masuk je lah. There you go. The V2 has a completely revamped interior. How do you like the interior?
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Gorgeous. What do you like about it?
I like the color.
The color?
The setting. The space.
It does feel spacious though. Because there is no sort of gear lever kan kat sini. Where's the gear lever? Oh, it's the Mercedes style punya lah. Dia sudah jadi okay.
Tapi saya suka tempat lah. Ada tempat nak letak phone.
Ah.
Ada tempat nak letak barang semua. Very spacious lah.
Spacious. Sini pun boleh charge telefon kita kan?
Yes, wireless charging. Very convenient.
Oh, siap ada aircon lagi so phone tak panas.
Betul? Oh, tak nampak.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, it's a more minimalist interior dan tak silap saya ada ambient lighting juga. Malam, so you can change the colours here.
Okay. Oh.
Well, and I also like the colour combo of the interior. Dia macam, it's not red kan?
It's not red.
Dia macam brownish. Dark brown macam tu. Alright. Happy shopping.
Thank you.
There you go. So, the other huge change besides the exterior of the new X50 would be the interior of it. Right now, dia punya gear lever pun dah tak ada and all that. However, I have to say that most of the functions have been migrated to the screen. Kalau anda perasan V1 tadi ada dua knob, ada butang. Tapi untuk V2 semuanya dikawal oleh skrin tersebut dan ada dua skrin. Satu untuk meter, satu untuk head unit. I hope the screen holds up well lah. And as I've read, the specs are quite good. The RAM and ROM are very dependable and zippy for daily use. I hope it holds up because if you remember, I have done a video on the S70 last month and I found that the screen and the IHU was a bit lagging. Bila kita start tu, dia lambat sikit nak tangkap yang kita dah pakai tali pinggang keledar dan sebagainya. Dia macam lambat nak default ke current setting yang kita dah set. Okay, moving back. The same accents but now in brown. So maksudnya this V2 has sort of grown up a little bit. Dia tak sporty, dia tak berapa racy sangat, dia tak merah dah. Dia sudah jadi warna coklat.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, there's also a panoramic sunroof as well. There you go. I can see the screen having a good appeal to a modern crowd. There you go. Cuma satu harapan saya, I wished that the screen would be integrated better into the dashboard. Sebab sekarang nampak macam dua slab of screens macam tu kan. It takes away the flow of the dashboard sikit. Sebab the dashboard is so nice. It's flat and it has a sort of a continuous design. Then tiba ada macam TV kat tengah tu kan. But of course lah, function is more priority than form. There you go. So this is it, a very brief look at the Proton X50, the all-new one. I think I want to look at the engine bay. Engine bay rasanya sini kot. Yes. Dia macam S70 lah sikit. Okay, we are going to look at the new powertrain. I would buy this car for the powertrain alone because kalau anda fikirkan, its similar class rivals or competitors would be the Honda HR-V. If you want to buy a Honda, you would have to buy the Corolla Cross if you want a Toyota. And besides that, it would be the Contis already. Why am I comparing these three cars together? Is because the wheelbases are quite similar at 2,600 millimeters. So dia punya playing field, playing ground is more or less the same. And in this class, the Proton X70 V2 has the most powerful engine of all, 1.5 cylinder at last. 4 cylinders, 180 plus horsepower and 290 Newton meters of torque, which is a really big win against the other rivals yang saya sebut tadi. Sebab kalau kita bandingkan HR-V, it has around 180 horsepower, some horsepower, tapi 240 Newton meters of torque. It is down around 50 Newton meters. And the Cross has also around 180 horsepower, but it is a 1.8 liter engine. Maksudnya road tax akan lebih mahal. And both cars do not have a double clutch transmission like this X50 has. Adalah tersembunyi dekat bawah tu transmission ni. Because the HR-V uses a CVT. So does the Cross. So honestly, this car is worth its weight in the engine itself saja. 180 horsepower and 290 Newton meters of torque. Torque-nya sedikit lagi menyamai Proton X90, which is a D segment, 2 segments above this X50. X90 300 Newton meters lah for your record. So it depends on how you approach buying cars. If you wish to have value, and this car has value, powerful engine, looks which are good to the eye. It has an updated interior which is similar to Proton's E-Mask 7. You want to be the zeitgeist, contemporary. you want to be in trend, well, this is the interior that you would go for. It's more or less like many EVs nowadays, with a screen taking center stage of many of the main functions. So go ahead. This is actually a car that punches far above its weight and class and price range. The other competitors typically start at 113,000, which is considerably more money than what you pay for the X50 V2. Yeah, so there you go. It's a very short take on the Proton X50 V2. I still can't get over its gaping mouth, Toyota Avalon USDM punya style. But as with many things, I'm sure the design and styling will grow on and upon all of us, given some time lah. So that is something not to be so pedantic about, I would say. So yeah, that was it. A very short walk around and walk tour, I would say, of the Proton X50 V2. We are at MBF Automobile 4S. Ramai gila orang walaupun hujan. Thank you for watching.